G'day, g'day. Welcome to Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. Today, we're going to be playing with another VW Combi. Well, we call them Combis here in Australia. This is from Lone Star. And we'll get into more details when we get a closer look at it. And we'll do that in a moment. But firstly, welcome to those that have found the channel for the first time. Welcome to those that keep coming back. I'm very glad that you keep coming back and hope you stick with us. So, with no further ado, let's get to a closer look at it. Welcome to my work area. Starting to get a bit grubby. Might have to clean it up again. Excuse me. Anyway, here we are with our Lone Star MP. Super cars. A Volkswagen, a 159 scale, I think it says. Down the bottom, if it clears up, you might be able to read it. There we go. We can have a look at it. Now, according to the internet, the version I've got here is an early version. So it came out in from 1966 to 1968. It's the number 15. The Flyers version was from 1969 to 1975. I'll put it in the description, a link to Lone Star vehicles that gives you the information about this vehicle and its other mates to go. Now, a lot of times, well, let's have a look at it first. All right, has some paint chips, as should be expected, seeing that it's a from about 1966. I remember having one of these as a child. Oh, would have been later than that. It would have been about 72, 73 is when I remember having one of these. But the one that I had may have been one of the later models. But in any case, the window unit, where the windows are, is in fairly good condition. It does have the marks up the top, which most do. And of course, there's no replacement screens that I can find. So we won't be able, I doubt very much that we can polish that out. Now, I'm not seeing any lifts in it. Fingernails, or what I have for fingernails, are fine, and by look from having a sort of a better look, the marks, it looks like coming from the inside, not from the outside. So, but we can get away with something else by maybe putting some luggage up the top, because one of the later versions, they did make the luggage. The later versions, they blanked out these corner windows and they made the rear hatch and the rear deck lid, they were cast. They weren't moving parts. We do have doors on this one. A lot of the times you'll find them for sale and without the doors. That's their weak point. they are crimped, and so when we strip this and pull this apart, the doors are staying on. These I think can come out, but we shall see in a moment. We are missing one jewelled headlight, but I do have something to replace those. So while I get myself ready to take this thing apart, you can get to read what I've got in the description, and we'll be back in a moment. If you want to keep reading about the Lone Star number 15 Volkswagen MICROBUS, pause the video, or you can keep reading while I pull this apart. No rivets, so nothing to drill out, nothing to go like that. There is a tab in the back, just in the bumper there, and it does have a spread bar, a rectangular piece down the bottom, which were later replaced in the later models. But the easiest way to get this out is put a little bit of pressure just behind the bumper, give it a bit of a squeeze. Of course, now that I'm doing it on camera, it's not happening. There we go. We're just giving it a bit of a pull. Now we can pull it up. It does have a little bit of suspension, which is plastic. And this is a steering version. So the post here, the mushroom there, holds it just slightly loose to allow that to pivot. You can see the difference in the rear mushroom and the front mushroom here. So as you can see, the whole suspension unit turns, this rear one doesn't. So I'm in two minds whether to leave these wheels on. I most likely will, even though that when I'm repainting this, it's not coming back to this blue. Not at this stage, at any rate. Anyway, stop gas bagging. Let's get on to keep taking this thing apart. So we have the interior to come out, and that's just a matter of, again, okay, by looks of things, the interior is broken, because I'll just briefly put it back in again while I mumble around, because that, I believe, should be full up there. I didn't break it when I stuck the screwdriver in to pull the base out, because I didn't go in that far. But in any case, that comes out. There's the steering wheel. So that may be a case of gluing it back in while I fiddle-faddle. So that may just go in behind. There. So that'll be a case of gluing. Once we get further down the road. So I don't So hopefully I don't lose any of the stuff. We'll put it into a tub. See, there we go. We're dropping and losing things already. Here we go. I'll move the tables back. I'll worry about those other cars on the side there later. Steering wheel goes into there. Yeah, the little clips in there to hold axle into place, just like on the Matchbox Superfast cars. So I really don't need to do anything with that base. I might polish it a little bit, but I don't really need to do anything with it. I might polish up the hubs, but we'll see what happens down the track. Again, we're waffling. Stop talking, Michael. Let's just keep going. Window unit is not riveted in. There it comes out. All right, the marks were made from outside, because when I run the edge of the blade, it just catches a little bit on the edge, so we'll sand that down a little bit. But we may cover it with luggage. But otherwise, the window unit is in good order. So we'll put that in there. As mentioned earlier, these doors, the cargo doors on the sides, we'll leave them on. And the same with the rear hatch and a deck lid. We'll leave them in place. Ding ding, that's just a message that's happening, because if you look, if I bring you in the camera shot, you'll see that they are crimped. At least I hope you'll see that they are crimped. And the only way to get them out, or get the crimping out, is best way is to heat, and I'm not prepared to do that. So that can stay as they are. So I'm going to go to my sandblaster and my strippers, and we shall get rid of the paint. We shall see you shortly. Well, before I go off and playing with the strippers, sorry you can't join me out there, because until I put the glass in, you're not going to see much. But what I didn't show earlier was that there is an engine in the back there. And like most VW engines, best way to get the engine out is by taking it out from underneath. And once we take the engine out, we can take the deck lid away as well. So because the engine holds the deck lid in place. So just like that, quickly falls out. Because this will all be held in place when the tab goes into the back of the bumper. So we'll have a bit of a closer look on the engine. if my eyes will let me, and the other glasses and the magnifying glasses and everything else, we might be able to do some detailing on that. No guarantees, but this is what holds the deck lid in place. All right, I'm heading off to the strippers. I'll have some fun with them. I'll leave that up to your imagination, and we'll come back with a naked vehicle. Okay, so here is our participant after being with the strippers, who had a wonderful time. So now he gets to play with his some other tools, and of course I start off with a brass bristle brush. That'll get some of the remaining paint that's still on there, and it will polish up the casting. I'll do that all the way around, and then I come along with a scourer, the same thing. We'll go all the way around, and we'll make it go from dull to shiny. So I'll do the rest of that off camera, and you'll get to see the next sequence. See you there. As you can see here, we're into our paint booth area. The vehicle's going to be a two-tone, so we've masked up the top part, and we're going to paint the bottom. So here we go. And we shall leave it at that. The next time you're going to see this is at the reveal. See you there. This is just a reminder as to what we started with at the beginning of this episode. And here we are. Now, here we are with our Lone Star Impy Supercars Volkswagen. What have we done with it? We've stripped it, repainted it, the usual stuff. Two-tone paint on it, rear hatch open, rear tailgate open, and our side passenger barn doors are open. We've painted the indicators on there, we've polished the front and rear bumpers, we've polished up the VW sign, we've polished up the wheel hubs. We did clean the windows, but we didn't take out the scratch. That was just a little bit too far. And here is the vehicle with everything closed. I was going to paint it a different colour, but I didn't like it. So I've gone, different colour. First paint, beautiful. I can't, so I'm happy with what I've got. So I hope you are too. And we'll catch you next time. Oh, before I say goodbye, we also replaced the front jewelled headlights, and we have red dual taillights. It was easier doing that than to try and paint them. So I'll put this on my display, and we'll catch you next time at Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage.